Many women share that when they get into relationships, they kind of lose themselves. And this has a very big impact on how they live their life in the future or raise their children. What can we do to help women not lose themselves in relationships?
A lot of times, it's not only that they lose themselves in like new roles, wife, mother, but they also give themselves in. So when you lose yourself, you take on new pieces of your life, and they forget that they were women first and wives and mothers second. So things start slipping away, and passion and sexuality and sensuality and all these things start to drift away as you become wife, mother, right? And then they wake up at 40, 45 years old and they go, I'm a woman. You know, what the hell have I been doing, and why do I have baby throw up on me from 6 years ago in this t-shirt I haven't thrown away? The second part, though, is that when you get into a relationship, people also forget, both parties forget, that relationships aren't just a couple. They're made of two individuals. And instead of being we, it's also I on the outside.
I think it's critically important to have some passion, something you love to do that's outside of the relationship. Something that just really gets you excited and you can come home and talk about it. You know, one of the things that I love to do is I like to do long distance cycling. My husband doesn't cycle, and I'll go for days at a time with friends and go cycling, and then come back and want to share that with the excitement and passion, and that comes back to the relationship. So I think it's really incumbent on us to let our clients and friends know that being whole, being themselves, having something that interests them outside of the relationship doesn't take away from the relationship, it really adds to the relationship.
Exactly. I mean, if you don't have anything outside the relationship, then you have nothing to share back to it because it's already there and in it.
Exactly.
I have one client who got separated a couple of years ago, right at the time where her son was in high school, and she realized that her son, who is a tennis player, and her husband, who had also been a tennis player and had that relationship with their son, had a lot going on, and she didn't know what she wanted to do. So then she set on a quest to find out, and she's been finding out, and now she's getting her life, even though her son's now in college, doing very well. She and her husband have a good separation, but are going their separate ways, and she's getting to know what she really wants now. She wishes she had done that 20 years ago.
You are going to get distractions from here to kingdom come. You just have to make a decision that you are going to make yourself a priority. And then you have to push back on other things, you know, other people's desires. And you have to, as you were saying, Charles, you have got to really acknowledge and honor that you have needs, you have desires. It's not up to you to sacrifice everything. And if you do, because what women always want to be irresistible, unforgettable, the most important thing in the world to their man, and they end up getting the opposite when they forget about who they are. And then they don't understand why the guy is not so interested anymore. Well, it's because you aren't the same person.
Well, you're bringing up something really important, and that is that there's a big difference between sacrifice and compromise. I mean, sacrifice is where you give something completely up that you really wanted, but compromise is that place in the middle. So if you can't find compromise within your own life, have your own, what I'm hearing all of us say is kind of go have your own little mini eventful eat, pray, love, right? Without destroying your world around you. But I think that's really important. You know, if you're not investing in yourself, then you have nothing to give into anything.
Schedule it in from the start, from the beginning of the relationship, so it's not all about being with the other person only, so that both people in the relationship have time for themselves and time together.
Get comfortable and be okay with saying no.
Make a list of 5 things that you enjoy doing, and make sure that they're things you can do on your own that aren't dependent on other people. And do one of them every day.
Talk to your partner and let them know that you're on a quest. You're on a quest to be a better partner, more interesting, more involved, and then what is it going to take for you to do that?
Every woman should try to reinvent a little bit about herself for her birthday every year. Like, find an opportunity, like, think about it all year long, but find something that you can create that's new about yourself to reinvent who you think you are and who you believe yourself to be, and make your birthday the anniversary that you can say, I did it.
See, here's part of the challenge with all this, though. So we've just given all this advice to the women. The men who they're going to have to go talk to aren't going to want this kind of change. They're going to sit and they're going to go, no, I'm good with exactly how things are. I don't want any of this to happen, right? So I think it really takes a joint effort on her putting her needs out, and then maybe he's not so receptive. It doesn't matter. Like, you're not supposed to back down because he's not receptive. You know, if he's not going to be supportive, then there's a discussion that has to happen there.
But let him know what's in it for him.
Definitely.
which is more fun, more intimacy, hopefully, a wife that he's more interested in.
Yeah.
What's
Right.
in it for him?
And I think for the moms of the world, I think on some level we have to just tell them to trust us. Because the truth is that for those of us in the room that are moms or parents, I think it's very difficult to take that first leap. The guilt factor of like putting yourself first is incredible. So, you know, moms out there, women out there that think this is crazy, I could never do this, I don't have the time. First of all, trust us, it's possible. Second, go on a quest to find yourself and really figure out who you want to be so you can be interesting, so your partner can be interested in who you are.